Hi. So we all know that a chronic condition, flare up, can happen for seemingly no reason whatsoever. However, I know, and this is just for me personally, that sometimes there are things that you do or you don't do, which can make your symptoms worse or, certainly last a lot longer. So I don't keep a diary, mainly because I am absolutely rubbish at keeping up with it. But when I do have a flare up or a crash, whatever you want to call it, I do look at 4 categories, just to help track what's going on. So, category 1, I look at what food I've been eating. So it's not just over the last 24 hours, it might be over the last few days. I will look at if I'm having more sort of greasy food or too much of just the same thing. I do have IBS. I've had that since 2013, so I've gotten used to tracking how food affects me. But yeah, when I have a crash, I do look at, oh, actually, maybe I've had too much junk food. I don't have any allergies or intolerances, but I know too much dairy, too much bread can certainly cause a little bit of an upset. Category 2 is I look at my sleep. So, I mean, I'm sure you can relate. I mean, who here, when's the last time you've actually had a full night's sleep? However, I know that if I've had a particularly bad night, it can cause more symptoms. I live in a very densely populated city. We have a university nearby, so we have a lot of students around. And yeah, there's a lot of parties and stuff, so I can get disturbed nights that way. As well as the fact that sometimes I just have trouble sleeping in general because of my condition. And the only thing I can do about that if I have a bad night is just try and rest some more. So category 3 is I look at my activity over the last few days. And this isn't just physical activity, it can be mentally as well. Like if I'm putting too much concentration trying to organize certain things, that can definitely lead to headaches. I know if I have too much screen time, that can really affect me. I'm not too bad with the TV because it's at a distance, as long as there's not a lot of moving images. But if I'm constantly scrolling through my phone or I'm trying to like concentrate on typing up an email, for instance, they can really, really trigger my headaches. So, over the last 18 months, I've gotten better at pacing my activity, which has certainly helped. But it also means that I realise I have to sacrifice a lot to try and stop my symptoms from getting worse. And then the last or the fourth category is I look at stress factors. So anything that might be sort of an emotional drain that's sort of come up recently. A few weeks ago, I lost one of my guinea pigs, Pixie. She was an old lady. Like we knew it was going to be happening at some point. But of course, it still hits you dealing with a pet loss. And on top of that, it was going to the vets and back as well. So that was an extra activity that wasn't sort of pre-planned. And I definitely ended up crashing for a good couple of days because of that. And so, yeah, having a look at all those 4 categories, sometimes you can sort of think, yes, actually, I think what's happening to me, this particular crash, is down to this. And I'm not saying there is a cure. I certainly don't believe in one. I am also only an expert in my own body. This isn't advice, saying, oh, hey, do these things and suddenly you will be better. That is not that. I'm just giving my own experience that by tracking these things, it has helped me improve. About 18 months ago, when my symptoms really hit, I could barely eat. I was in bed a lot more. I was definitely in the severe end of things, but through pacing and watching what I eat and really just trying to keep my stresses low as much as possible, I think, now I'm in the sort of more mild to moderate thing, slightly leaning more in the moderate end of stuff. Whether that's just because naturally things have, moved to that end of the scale. But yeah, I know through, like I said, just pacing and stuff, it has helped a little bit. And I know it's impossible to take every advice under the sun. But, are there things out there that you've done that has perhaps helped you? I mean, anything you can do out there that, if it can limit my headache down to just a couple of hours rather than days, then great. I'm certainly willing to try a lot of things. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do give this a like. I would very much appreciate that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.